Okay, let's talk about your circadian rhythm. The interesting thing is that your circadian rhythm has everything to do with light. The master clock in your body is actually called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Your body actually has a lot of these kind of clocks, but your suprachiasmatic nucleus, or your SCN, its job is to synchronize your body with the external environment. So what happens is your body will detect changes in the environment, in the light in the environment, the sun coming up, the sun going down, how bright it is, and tell itself what that means as far as kind of what time it is. It sets your clock. When your body, when you have your eyes open, for example, you'll detect a number of things. We all know about like the rods and cones in the backs of your eyes. Those see things and they see colors and they change that into a picture in your brain, so you make sense of what you're looking at. In the 70s, scientists actually uncovered other cells back there in the back of your eyeballs called retinal ganglion cells. And these connect directly to the SCN, that suprachiasmatic nucleus, and it takes light and it synchronizes your master clock. So what happens then is once your master clock is synchronized with the environment, then all these other clocks in your body that help regulate hormones and energy and metabolism and all sorts of things, they sync to that suprachiasmatic nucleus. So there's kind of a chain of events there that helps keep everything running, and that is your circadian rhythm. Now, the interesting thing is that the suprachiasmatic nucleus is most sensitive to blue light in particular, which is where you get kind of the trend these days of doing things to block blue light at night. We have a situation in modern times where our environment has changed dramatically. Again, it used to be that the sun went down and you were very limited on how much light you got. Even when we discovered fire, that was a very relatively small amount of light and not a blue light by any means. So unfortunately now we have situations where you may be finishing up work and the sun is going down, but you come home, you turn on all the lights. Not only that, but these are blue lights, and you turn on TVs and screens and phones, and you take that phone and you put it right in front of your face, and we start barraging ourselves with blue light. And you can imagine how this creates a situation where the body essentially becomes jet lagged. It was thinking, hey, day is ending and it's going to be nighttime, and your body's trying to synchronize, and then you throw it for a loop. And pretty soon, again, the body doesn't know what time is daytime, what time is nighttime. It throws your circadian rhythm off, and most people these days are essentially dealing with some level of jet lag on a daily basis because of it. The sun going up and down is a cue for melatonin production, which is interesting because melatonin is, of course, one of the things that helps you sleep. It does this because it dampens the adrenals. So your sunset, watching the sunset or detecting more light in the environment is going to your suprachiasmatic nucleus tells your pineal gland to produce more melatonin. That helps turn your adrenals off. And remember, sleep is all about not being awake, right? So your adrenals are one of the things that keep you awake. Melatonin helps with that. So important, again, that you synchronize. One of the other things that's going to happen is your suprachiasmatic nucleus, that SCN, is going to help stimulate GABA production. And GABA, what it does is it actually lowers the excitability of the neurons in your brain. And what that means is they're less responsive to stimuli. So you are less excitable. It kind of dampens down your brain again, which helps turn off all the wakeful mechanisms. And this is, again, one of the big things that helps you go to sleep. That also means if you want to get good sleep, it's important that you lower the amount of stimuli that you have in the evening, so you're coming at it from both sides. So again, synchronizing your master clock with the environment helps you get on this rhythm where as it becomes nighttime, your body naturally starts turning off those wakeful mechanisms and allows you to fall or drift to sleep. it's also important to understand that the more you can synchronize during the day, that will help your body understand that night is night. So we want to delineate very well daytime and nighttime rather than kind of making it all the same. And so if you can give your body very clear messages that day is day, that will help you understand that night is night. What I recommend, we'll talk more about later, but allowing your body to recognize daytime is very powerful for sleep. So the numbers show that, let's see here, the numbers show that light, like midday sunlight, we measure light brightness in luminance. So midday sunlight, you could say, is about 100,000 lumens. Artificial light is anywhere from 100 to 2,000 lumens. So if you are inside all day long, yes, it's light and you are giving your body some of that messaging, but it's not nearly as much as the clear signal your body gets when it goes outside into and sees sunlight. That sends an extremely clear message that right now is daytime. And good daytime light exposure actually is going to help your body be, call it, resistant or less affected by light exposure at night. So if you have a very, very good amount of daytime light exposure, then you're not going to be affected by the stuff at night. But if you stay inside and you work in an office all day and you've got kind of those kind of standard lights which aren't super bright, but they kind of just keep everything lit, and then you go home and you also have lights on in the house, again, we've really grayed everything out there. Your body doesn't have any signaling that anything's changing from day to night, and everything is really exactly the same, which makes, again, it very hard for your circadian rhythm to stay on track. I think that's just about it. Of course, you run into situations with like shift work or that sort of thing. And what research shows is that cancer goes up 4 or 5-fold, diabetes goes way up. All of these problems really are exacerbated by shift work and having a bad circadian rhythm. And the new shift work these days, there's not a whole lot of people who have to work shift work, but the new shift work is you had your day at work and then you come home and again you turn the computer on and it's right in your face and you're essentially just blaring to your body daytime, 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 and you're essentially working shift work without realizing it. So anyways, that's your circadian rhythm. And again, light is a very big part of that. Light comes in through those retinal ganglion cells. They go directly to your master clock, which is your suprachiasmatic nucleus. That is what sets your circadian rhythm, and that's what all the other clocks and rhythmatic things in the body set themselves to, and light is how you control that rhythm. So that's sleep, circadian rhythm, and light.